I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about, did I miss an opportunity to connect with my ex? Well, obviously breakups are absolutely terrifying, and we feel horrible inside. Anxious, depressed, we feel guilty, we're scared, we're confused, and we're just overwhelmed by intrusive thoughts and emotions, and we literally feel physical pain. It's really hard to think clearly in those situations, and it's absolutely terrifying. And all you want to do is you want to connect with your ex. You want to repair things. You're hoping to talk to them. You're hoping to see them. You're hoping that you can fix things because you really miss them. And it's really scary because obviously you're going to get conflicting advice everywhere. Your friends and family will tell you one thing. You go on Google or you search online and you'll get all kinds of conflicting information. And some people just give horrible information, and you guys know that. And some people will promise you the world and they can't deliver anything. I'm always very realistic in what I try and teach you guys, and my ultimate goal is to help you grow as a person. And ideally, I want to help you get your ex back. That's certainly not going to happen for everybody. That's just the way it is. And you know what? Truth be told, for many of you out there, you will be better off if you don't reunite with that person, that you do grow, move on, and you'll find somebody even better for you. Because some of you guys are in really toxic relationships, and if you only have one life, and as far as I know, that's the only one we get, do you really want to spend it with somebody who's toxic for you and just makes you feel bad all the time? Of course not. And it could be really hard to see that. And so I understand that you're going through so many emotions, and one of the biggest fears I think that you all have, and I know I had it, is, did I blow this opportunity? Right? Sometimes your ex will contact you in some way, shape, or form, and you don't know what it means, right? Because I teach what I call the indirect direct approach. And if you've never heard me talk about that before, what it simply is I believe in most cases, if your ex wants to contact you and they are afraid to do it, they're dipping their toe in the pool, they're not going to come out and say, I miss you. That rarely happens. Usually they'll ask you some question that leaves you feeling confused. So they're not direct in the way that they're coming at you, but they're directly messaging you in some way. Maybe it's on Facebook or text message or WhatsApp or WeChat or whatever it is. So they directly contact you, but they're doing it in an indirect way, in a way that often leaves you feeling confused. Like, have you seen my green sneakers? Or, I missed the cat. That was one of my favorites. All kinds of silly things that they can contact you about. And we don't know what the heck is going on when they do that, right? And so sometimes we're just like, I don't know how to handle this. I don't know what to do. And it's really scary because we're feeling like if I mess this one opportunity up, I may never hear from them again. One of the scariest things that we go through in a breakup is the unknown, right? It's not like you know how many chances you're going to get. It's not like you go 3 strikes, you're out, right? It's not like that happens. It would be great if you knew that, because at least you could prepare, right? But we don't know when the opportunities are going to come, and it's terrifying because when they do come, you're never prepared for it, right? You're never sitting thinking, okay, here it comes, it's coming today. It always takes you by surprise. It always raises your anxiety level, and your whole body will be filled with adrenaline. You'll be scared, you'll be confused, you'll be panicking, And that's normal. I know because it happened to me. And when it happened to me, I was shocked. Couldn't believe they reached out. I didn't know what was going on. And, that was many years ago, so I understand these things now. But having an opportunity to reconnect with your ex is really scary. Because for some of you, it may be only something small. For others, you may get numerous chances. It all depends on your situation. Every situation is so different. And sometimes our exes can do things that are frustrating too. Like, they may text you at 2 o'clock in the morning when you're sleeping. You don't see it. You wake up, you text them, the next day, they don't reply. What are you supposed to do in that situation, right? There's nothing you can do. It's not like you could have known they were going to text you while you were asleep. Sometimes they do bizarre things like that too. Maybe they were drinking that night, they thought of you, they decided to call you, then the next day they're thinking, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Did you miss an opportunity? No, it wasn't your fault. You tried to reach back out to them, they didn't reply. Well, at that point you're just going to have to wait and see what they do with it. I see that one quite a bit, actually, where they text, you'll get a text in the middle of the night, or maybe you're in the middle of something, you're like, can I call you back in a few minutes or something like that? They say sure, then you do it, and then they don't pick up or whatever. So exes can do really bizarre things at times too. Now, not all of them are going to do that, but there are outliers to every situation, right? I want to put you guys in a situation where you have so much personal growth and development and maturity that they're the ones that is going to miss the opportunity with you. And I want to keep you focused on getting to that place where if they don't come back around again, it's their missed opportunity, not yours. And that is how I like to keep you guys laser focused and motivated. So one of the things that I always have to remind you about is please do not stop working on yourself if you think you don't have a chance with your ex again. You don't have another chance with that person. I may tell you, whoa, hang on. You don't understand breakups like I do. You're in a much better position than you think. So keep working on yourself. If you stay focused on you, they're the ones that are going to miss out on the opportunity if they don't try and come back around again. And that's where I'm going to keep you guys, alright? So let's stay positive here. I have a good email here that is focused on kind of what I'm talking about today, about missing an opportunity, because this guy feels like he missed an opportunity with his ex, okay? So he says, thank you, Craig, for all your help. I've had 2 Skypes with you and have reviewed all the videos you suggested and more. I have gained a lot of insight into myself and the relationships in general. We broke up in early February of 2017. We dated for 16 months with a 2-month break. Got back together a 3rd time as friends in the summertime. Feelings were obviously more than that on both sides. To give you a little bit of background about her, her mother had depression, as she does, and she may have had PTSD. Her father was strict and drank. They were together till death, but unhappy. Well, that doesn't sound very fun, does it? Too bad they didn't see my channel. She was forced to marry her first husband due to a pregnancy from a sex crime. Her second long-term husband was in an accident and had a severe brain injury in 2005. About a month later, she had to pull life support. The time frame of our 2-month break. Alright, so around this same time frame. She divorced her 3rd husband due to neglect, who then denied her access even on his dying bed. I think he meant to say deathbed. And his family rebuffed her at the funeral. He died in early May, 6 days prior to our getting back together from our 2-month break. We discussed the breakup already. 4 years ago, I went into a bar I frequent to watch a playoff game. I stood at one of the tables as the bar was full. I was conversing and laughing with a couple of people for about an hour. They left and a place opened up at the bar. I stood at the bar for a few minutes and caught a woman watching 4 seats away. I would have gone to talk to her, but she was with a guy. I only stood there a couple of minutes, without looking at her again, but for some reason I didn't feel comfortable, so I went back to stand at the table I was originally at the other end of the bar. I was watching the game, and I never looked at her again. About an hour later, she came by as they were walking out and gently placed her open palm on my chest and said, "Nice to see you again." I briefly glanced at her, then looked at the man following her. As I exchanged glances with the man, I said, "Nice to see you too again." Not having any idea who she was, he said nothing. I was a bit stunned and perplexed over being touched. Then they left and I kept watching the TV, not knowing who they were. A week ago, which was about 3 weeks later, I went to the same bar again on a Sunday. I sat at one place to order a beer and noticed that the Olympics were playing on another TV, so I moved. Shortly thereafter, this woman came up to the bar 2 seats away and was carrying glasses to the bar. I noticed her hair and thought, Lisa wore her hair like that sometimes. A man came up to the bar next to her, and I realized it was the same couple from 3 weeks earlier. I believe it was him, but he had a very black beard, not like before. They didn't look at me, so I didn't engage them. I turned away and watched the Olympics. I had the urge to turn my head in the other direction toward the exit, where they were walking out. She was gazing at me with big, bright, wide-open eyes, so wide I can see the whites of her eyes from about 20 feet away. They weren't angry eyes, more like engaging eyes, trying to make a connection. I then realized it was Lisa. Now, the first time I read this email, I thought to myself, how does he not recognize his ex? Is that not weird? It had only been 6 months. The guy she was with looked younger, which made her seem younger. Not really paying much attention on both occasions. In addition, these circumstances were both on Sundays at a time she would have been working, and this was a bar she never went to, but knew I did. So that's interesting. She usually works on Sundays. She's at a bar that you frequent, yet she's with another guy. Certainly interesting, isn't it? I haven't seen her since last July and hadn't corresponded since the middle of October, when she told me she didn't want any kind of relationship with me and to never contact her again. Interesting. Yet she walked up and put her hand on his chest, right? She said she had blocked me on everything. I responded briefly, ending in, "Glad to have held you one last time." Now this is previously, months ago in October. I held her when I saw her in July. She had asked to cuddle the next day. She then said she didn't think we could be friends, and I ended the email in, "Sorry if I hurt you in any way." I have made no attempt to contact her except for a friendly Christmas card with no reference to us or our status. My question is, why didn't I recognize her? That's a really good question, and that one had me thinking too, and I have not come up with an answer yet on that one. Very bizarre that you wouldn't recognize an ex. He also asks, why would she put her hand on me, which I felt was kind of an intimate touch? I think it was too. I mean, somebody comes up to you that you haven't seen months and puts their open hand on your chest like that and says, "Nice to see you," as they're walking out with another guy. Seems very intimate to me, right? Why the big, bright, engaging eyes? Well, it seems like she's interested. She may be there with this other guy, but maybe it's not going so good. Why start frequenting a bar she knows I frequently go to? Could be a coincidence. I don't quite know the layout of how you live or where she lives. You know, you're saying it's a bar she didn't normally go to. Now, it's interesting. Why would she go there with a guy? You said you think it's the same guy, but you're not sure, on 2 separate occasions. You'd never seen her there before? Is she going there maybe to see you? We've got 2 separate occasions at this point. I would say if it keeps happening, I would look to see if she comes over to you again, right? What, if anything, should I do about this? If I see her again, do I engage her? Well, I don't think there's anything you could do about this because she has your email, she has all your information, your phone number, your Facebook, or all that stuff. She can get in touch with you if she really wants to, or she could keep coming back to the bar, which is what I suspect may happen if and when it starts to fall apart with this other guy. Because it's kind of an interesting gesture to walk up to somebody and place your hand on someone's chest. That does feel very intimate to me too. Do you think she's trying to make a connection? I do. In some bizarre way, yes. That was a very interesting way of connecting with you. I mean, she could have, come over and said hi real quick or touched you on the shoulder, but to put it on your chest like that, that's a very kind of intimate type of touch for a situation like that. Why doesn't this guy introduce himself? If I was him, I would have made a friendly but short introduction at the time. I don't see why he would have. It's not like she came down and sat next to you and talked to you at the table, right? I mean, she just kind of said, nice to see you on the way out. So why would you talk to somebody if you're on your way out and you're just saying, oh, it's nice to see you? He also asks, did I miss an opportunity to reconnect? Well, I don't think you did. I mean, you didn't even recognize her. So how are you going to sit there and say you missed an opportunity? Now, if she is there because she's interested in you again, she'll come over to you and she'll start talking. If she's done with this other guy, she could always contact you through the many different ways she gets a hold of anybody, a phone, an email, Facebook, WhatsApp, whatever. So I wouldn't sit there and beat myself up. What I would be thinking is, okay, it must not be going so great with this guy if she is coming to my bar consistently. I mean, I'm looking for a pattern here, and we've got 2 times. So it's nothing crazy yet. I mean, the guy could live near the bar, right? We don't know anything about that. But look to see if it continues. I wouldn't beat yourself up over this. It's not like she contacted you directly. This is just 2 times she came to your bar and she's tried to engage with you, but briefly. She hasn't really made a serious attempt. If she comes to talk to you, then of course, be friendly. How are you? How are things? Catch up with her. If she comes again and that guy is with her or any guy is with her, just be friendly to the guy, introduce yourself, ask him who he is, ask him some questions, and maybe some information will come out. But, she hasn't directly contacted you outside of these situations, these 2 situations in the bar. And if she's going to want your attention, her behavior is going to escalate. And I say sit back, see what happens, prepare yourself emotionally for what you think she might say to you or talk to you in that setting, and just kind of prepare yourself to handle the situation if you do bump into her there, right? So, did you miss an opportunity to reconnect? I don't think so. No, not at this point. But I do think that something's going on with her. So, if you want to get my help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net. Sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching. I do Skype coaching. If you got to get with me right away, I do offer emergency Skype coaching. Margaret is now doing Skype coaching too, and she's amazing, so consider getting a Skype with her too. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.
Hi. I'm Coach Margaret, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist with 35 years experience. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. If you would like professional help with your situation, please contact us at askcraig.net.